So here we go. This is going to be a little bit crazy here as we started one time, didn't work. And now what we're going to do is, where is OOTP 25? There it is. We're going to be ready for 4 games to go. And last time it just didn't work out that, it just didn't take it last time, and I did about a few minutes of broadcasting and where we were at, and it just wasn't here. So taking a look at the standings in the American League, 4 of the 5 teams are there. Toronto leads by 3 with 4 to go, so this could be it for them. Detroit and Texas are down, and Milwaukee, well, they got to win them all and hope that Toronto loses them all. 85 is the highest they can go. For the National League, 2 San Francisco, 3 Arizona, 4 Florida, 5 Philadelphia. Philadelphia could end up number 2. We have a lot of teams, Atlanta and St. Louis, 6 and 7 right there. Taking a look right now at tonight's games. Very big games, very, very big games. As Philadelphia will host Montreal, that's big. Atlanta and St. Louis. If St. Louis loses, they might be out of it. If they beat Atlanta, then we'll have to see. Arizona with 85 wins, they're there. Florida, San Francisco, that's very big. We go to the other way. Toronto, Kansas City, and Texas. Texas has to win. Toronto has 85 wins. Detroit has 82. Same with Texas. There's 4 to go. We're all looking at Toronto. Their magic number is 2. That's it. Any combination of wins or Texas and Detroit losses, and that's it. So Texas basically has to win 4 in a row. Detroit has to win 4 in a row. And then hope Toronto doesn't win more than 2 games. Toronto wins 2 games, that's it. They have to go 1-3 in their last 4. So let's go Atlanta and St. Louis right now. This is a very big game. Atlanta and St. Louis. You have Matthews, Horner, Murphy, Chambliss, Harper, Pocoroba, Ramirez, Benedict, and Hubbard against McBride, Cruz, Simmons, Carbo, Torre, Brock, Sizemore, Reitz, and Tyson. Gibson is the pitcher, 3.15 ERA, and Tommy Boggs, 2.66 ERA. Right there, he's age 24, so really a lot to put on these two. Bob Gibson, if they make the playoffs, they always said that's really, really big. 4 games to go. We're going to be ready to go. So right now, we're about ready to go. What in the world is going on there? There we go. Yeah, we ain't doing that. Pitcher batter was always good. And I would say all 3 for pitcher batter. Let's see. Oh, I like the pitcher batter. But real quick, we got to take a look at Action Cam TV low. For here, you got to go. I'm going to say park pick to see what happens. So here we go. So Matthews, Horner, and Murphy, we're ready to go, and we're going to be underway. And that's going to be, let's see what it is as we wait for everything to be. Oh, we're not going to do pitch by pitch. No way. So here we go. That's going to be high into left field. And that's going to drop as a base hit. So that's going to be big. A single here for Atlanta. Big game. Atlanta trying to win. St. Louis trying to save their season. They might be down. They're down by 2 with 4 to go. They lose. They might be down by 3. Here's Bob Horner. And now they're going to go to second, and he's going to be safe. The 21st stolen base. So they say wide TV. Let's go wide TV. No action TV cam low. Here, wide TV. There we go. Return to the game. Horner. That'll be on the ground. Third to first, they get the out. That's going to be 1 out. So they finally get 1/3 as Matthews. Here's Dale Murphy. Murphy now, very, very big. Can he get the runner in? Walked him. So Dale goes to first. 1 out, first and third. Top of the first inning, Chris Chambliss, 270, 19 home runs. No, they go to second, they steal it, they throw to second, he's going to be safe. So first, second, and third here, Bob Gibson in trouble. Not the Bob Gibson of old, Chris Chambliss here, 1980 Atlanta. 1 out. Chambliss, and that's going to be caught. And they don't get anything, there's 2 outs. 2 outs, and here's Harper. 17 so far for Gibson. High into right field. And underneath, it's going to be caught. 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the first inning. 0-0. Well, they wasted an opportunity here. If St. Louis loses, they're pretty much done. Tommy Boggs is in. Bake McBride. Center field. On the ground, they'll pick it up. They're going to throw to first. And they get him 1 out. Here's Cruz. Jose Cruz, left fielder, 11 and 64 RBIs. And struck him out. Oh, a weird call there, not great. And here's Ted Simmons. High, and that'll be a base hit here for St. Louis. And off the AstroTurf. Simmons will be on first. Here's Bernie Carbo, right field. Struck him out, and that's it. We go to the second inning. We're scoreless. Well, Atlanta, if they win, and we'll take a look at all the scores after the second inning. You see some to the right. Pokaroba. High and deep to center field. And underneath, that'll be 1 out. 1 out, top of the second inning. Here's Ramirez, Rafael Ramirez, 227. On the ground, third to first. That's going to be 2 outs. Benedict, Bruce Benedict, 254, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. And what a stab, and he got it, but he throws it away. He throws it away. I'm not sure, that will be an error. Mike Tyson stopped it. He throws it away. Let's see if this does anything. Glenn Hubbard. And they walk him. Now there's going to be 2 on top of the second inning. Bob Gibson again having trouble. Here's Gary Matthews. He's 1 for 1. They walk him, and the bases are loaded, all on that error. So the bases are loaded, 2 outs. Here's Bob Horner, 48 home runs, 112 RBIs. The pitch. Struck him out, and that's it. The Cardinals get out of that. Atlanta's losing all these opportunities. We go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second inning. Torrey Brock and Sizemore. Torrey. Joe Torre high and deep to center field. And this one is caught, 1 out. So that's going to be 1 out. Dale Murphy was back there in center field. Here's Lou Brock for Atlanta. And that'll be to the gap, and Lou Brock is fast. We're going to see how fast he is. He should get to at least second base. It goes all the way to the wall. They throw it in, and he's got a stand-up double. Bottom of the second, 1 out. Ted Sizemore, second base. And they go, and that's going to be ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Reitz. Ken Reitz, third base. No. And will they throw to third? Yes, they will. And they did not get him. And Lou Brock, 47 steals. Here's Ken Reitz now. First and third. On the ground. Will they come home? They'll go to second. They'll only get 1, and a run will score, and St. Louis has a 1-0 lead. A huge, huge run for St. Louis. Here's Mike Tyson, 194. And that'll be on the ground. That's going to be 3 unassisted, and that should be it. We go to the third inning. The score, St. Louis 1, Atlanta 0. Scores, out-of-town scoreboard. Right here you have Montreal beating Philadelphia. That's huge. In the National League, Minnesota's losing. Taking a look, Kansas City is winning. They need to win all 4. Minnesota needs to lose all 4. Arizona is winning. That's big. San Francisco and Chicago, nothing yet. Detroit is tied. They need to win out. They do. Milwaukee has to win out right now. Toronto is at 10:35. They're against Boston. And that's what we have. Well, we have right now Murphy, Chambliss, and Harper. So struck him out, 1 out. So Bob Gibson looking good. Here's Chris Chambliss. Chambliss, high pop fly, and the catch there, 2 outs. And here's Harper. Terry Harper, left field. Got it at the end of the bat, and that one will drop for a base hit. So Terry Harper around first. He's got 100 hits on the year. And Pocoroba down and gets away. Pocoroba is still there, Gibson, and it is to second base. That'll be a wild pitch. So Pocoroba, 253, trying to tie this thing up. And it gets away again. Bob Gibson, that's another wild pitch. Atlanta's had all these opportunities. They can't get anybody in. 2 outs. High, and this is foul, but underneath. They make the catch and end it. Atlanta has had second and third. Bases loaded in third and got no runs. Bottom of the third, McBride, Cruz, and Simmons. Here's now Bake McBride. McBride on the ground all the way to the outfield. They get him 1 out. Wow. So as I'm taking a look, here's Cruz. Struck him out. 2 outs. And last one is Ted Simmons. There's 1 for 1. High and deep to left field. This one is back. And this one is caught, though. At the end of 3 innings, the score, St. Louis 1, Atlanta 0. Some of those are just really, really tough. I mean, they are. So I'm looking this on my college football. A 1AA beat Ohio University, not Ohio State. Bob Gibson now. That's going to be on the ground. He hasn't had a good 1-2-3. Short to first, one out. So Mike Tyson has the air. Remember, they loaded up the bases at Atlanta. Here's Bruce Benedict, the catcher. He's 0 for 1. High into right field. And a base hit. So Benedict will get on. They're trying to tie it up. St. Louis needs the win. If you're talking about needing wins, St. Louis is totally needing the win. Atlanta, it would hurt if they dropped one, but it wouldn't be the end like St. Louis. High to left field. And underneath short. And that'll be on number 2. 2 outs, and here's Gary Matthews, 1 for 1. That's to the gap. That might tie this game up. Let's see. Around second. Let's see. Going to third. They'll pick it up. They got to throw it in. They do. They cut it off. They're going to score. It's 1-1. Benedict scores, and Gary Matthews has tied it up. 2 outs, and they finally get a run. Struck out Dale Murphy, but of all the chances, Atlanta finally breaks through. It's 1-1. Bottom of the 4th. Carbo, Torrey, and Brock. Carbo's 0 for 1. And walked him. So that is Bernie Carbo. Joe Torrey struck him out. 1 out. So he struck out 100 times this year. Bottom of the 4th. Lou Brock is 1 for 1. Remember, he can run. He had that double. Struck him out. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, 1-1. Ted Sizemore. That'll be on the ground. Base hit, and it gets through. They go to center, and they go to third. They're going to throw to third base. And he's going to be safe. And that is really, really big. As I got to do one quick thing for college football 25. I got to start this game. Illinois and Ball State. Boggs to Ken Reitz. 0 for 1 as an RBI. Base hit, that's going to score 1 for St. Louis. They're going to come home, the throw home. And he is, what is he? He is safe. 3-1. Ken Reitz is given a 2-run RBI. And here's Mike Tyson. Tyson, the shortstop, 193. High and deep to right. And it is caught, though. At the end of 4 innings, it's now 3-1, St. Louis. So here we go. Bob Gibson to Dale Murphy. Murphy's 0 for 1, 3-1. Let's see if they give more chances. Murphy strikes out. So Gibson has 4 strikeouts there. At the end of the 5th, we'll check. Scores Chris Chambliss now. Chambliss, and he's going to get on base with a base hit. So Atlanta down 3-1. St. Louis 2 games out of a spot with 4 to go. Here's Terry Harper. He's 1 for 2. That'll be on the ground. There it is. 4-3. They get an out. That's going to be 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th, and here comes Kokoroba. 0 for 2. On the ground, they pick it up, out number 3. The score, St. Louis 3, Atlanta 1. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Halfway through the game, and Philadelphia's one. We'll have to check that one out. McBride, Cruz, and Simmons. High pop fly. Underneath. And that's going to be one out. 4 games to go. The playoffs will start next week. Here's Cruz. Jose Cruz 0 for 2. That'll be interesting. All the games happen at the same time. And underneath the left field, that's going to be a catch, 2 outs. So Ted Simmons 1 for 2 today. He's hitting .302, the only one over 300 with the Cardinals. That'll be on the ground. This should be 4-3, and he got it. 6th inning, 3-1. 6th inning now. Out of town scoreboard, we have big ones. Arizona's winning, that's huge. Kansas City is winning, in the 7th. Detroit is losing, that could be it for them. San Francisco is winning, that's big. Cincinnati is winning in the 1st. Milwaukee is losing. Toronto hasn't played that. Milwaukee has to win them all, and Toronto has to lose them all. Detroit down 3-1. Texas down 2-0. Philadelphia is winning. And Minnesota has lost, so it could be down to 3 with 3 to go there. Ramirez, that'd be huge if they ended up losing the next 3. Ramirez, that's a base hit. So have a single. They dive for it. But he will have a single. Here in the 6th, Benedict and Hubbard. So Bruce Benedict 1 for 2. He had a single in the 4th inning. High pop fly. Underneath. And he's going to make the catch, 1 out. So Tyson has it. Here's Glenn Hubbard. 0 for 1, 222. Obs it to right field. Like at the end of the bat, opposite field, off like it felt like the knob, but it wasn't. You know how it is. You hit it in a place you don't want to hit it. Here's Gary Matthews. Now Matthews is 2 for 2. And you see the spray there. Left center field. Oh, he goes opposite field. It might hit the ground, and it will be off the wall. Are they going to score? Let's see. They're going to throw it in. Will they go home? He is going home. Let's see. The throw to the plate is going to be safe. They throw to third. And what is that? That is safe. And it is 3-2 with the tying run at third. Bob Horner. And here's Bob, 262, 48 home runs, 2 outs, top of the 6th. The pitch. On the ground. They pick it up. This should be short to first. They get him. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Atlanta gets one back. It's 3-2. So now, right now, we take a look. Big thing, bottom of the 6th inning, Carbo, Torre, and Brock. Here's Bernie Carbo. High into left field. Underneath, 1 out. Everybody doing the wave there. Here's Joe Torre, 0 for 2. Kansas City has extended their lead. New York is coming back against Arizona. And gets through both and a base hit. Both of those would not make good goalies in hockey, as the ball just got right through them, or even soccer. No way, as Lou Brock will come up, 1 for 2. Oh, he hit that one that was way outside. That was a miss, and it goes 1-4 for the second. All right, well, hey, now all of a sudden, yeah, there it is. So sorry about that. It goes out on these things. Ted Sizemore 1 for 1. I'm going to have to find out. That's inside. They throw to second, and he's going to be safe. Bottom of the sixth, 2 outs. Sizemore wants to get in Brock. His insurance. High pop fly, won't do it. And underneath, the shortstop makes the catch, and that's it. Well, it's going to be 3-2. We go to the 7th. Every game going at once, that's big. Arizona 6-5, that's a big game. Kansas City leading Texas. It could be clinchers. If Toronto wins and Kansas City and Detroit, Texas and Detroit both lose, that's it. They clinch. The American League is set. It's just the seeding. Dale Murphy now. If St. Louis wins, it's a little closer. Struck him out, Murphy. And Murphy has a hat trick, 3 strikeouts. Chris Chambliss. 1 for 3. Struck him out, and that's going to be 2 outs. 2 outs. And here's Terry Harper, the left fielder. So Terry Harper, no, and he walks. He's walked 41 times this year, and he walked out. Top of the 7th, 2 outs. Here comes Pocoroba. Biff Pocoroba, third base. 0 for 3. The pitch. High and deep to right field. This one is back, though, and this one is caught. Almost. Almost, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 3-2. At the end of New York is leading Arizona, so Arizona might lose a game. We're going to take a look at things. Reese, Tyson, and McBride. Here's Reese. 1 for 2. He has 3 RBI. All 3 RBI come off this guy, Reese. And that's going to be to right field. This one is back, but it won't be far enough. And underneath, it's going to be 1 out. So 1 out. Here's Mike Tyson hitting 193. High and on the ground and a base hit. So a base hit. 3-2 bottom of the 7th. Here's Bake McBride. 0 for 3. High and a base hit. So here they go. It's going to be first and second. And this is going to be big. Because right now, all of a sudden, if they get a run, that's going to be huge. Here's Cruz. Tommy Boggs is still the starter. He's still in the game. On the ground, let's see. 6-4, and they only get 1. 2 outs. They only get 1. New pitcher, Rick Mahler. Rick Mahler. And you see Cruz got down there fast. He has speed. Here's Ted Simmons. Rick Mahler now. Was this a good move? This is huge. The pitch on the ground. Will they be able to get Simmons? They throw, they get him, and that's it. They don't score. We go to the 8th. It's 3-2. We go to the 8th. The National League, unbelievable as New York has a lead over Arizona. Kansas City leading Texas. Baltimore leading Milwaukee. And after 7, we're going to take a quick look at the games that we have. Kansas City leading Texas. Arizona losing. San Francisco is winning. Milwaukee is losing. They'd be done. Boston is beating Toronto in the 3rd. Boy, that would suck if they lost 4 and Milwaukee only whatever. Florida is losing. So Arizona and Florida are losing. Philadelphia 8-5. Washington 4-0. We might have 2 days of playoffs. Ramirez now. Ramirez then Benedict. Let's see. High and deep to center field and caught. What a catch there. Here in the 8th, 1 out, nobody on. This is so big what playoffs happen here. Here's Benedict and Hubbard. Bruce Benedict, 1 for 3. 1 for 3 is Benedict. That'll be on the ground. And short to first, they get it 2 outs. 2 outs, and here is Glenn Hubbard, 0 for 2. 221 in the year. On the ground, can it go from the outfield? Got him! St. Louis wants to get insurance. It's 3-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, Carbo, Torre, and Brock. Here's Bernie Carbo. The right fielder, he's 0 for 2. And up the middle and a base hit. Milwaukee has made it 6-5 now. Texas has tied it up. They're fighting for their lives. Here's Joe Torre now. 1 for 3. High and pop fly. Will it drop? Will it drop? No, it won't. 2 outs. Lou Brock, 264. 1 for 3. That'll be on the ground. It's stopped. They'll throw to first. They get it 3 outs. 3 outs, and that's big. We go to the 9th, and Atlanta is 3 outs. No, it's 2 outs. Sorry. Here's Ted Sizemore. Well, if they score a run here, I'll have egg on my face. They walk him. He did not go. 2 on. Here's Reitz. He has all 3 RBIs today. 2 outs. Struck him out, though. He couldn't get the insurance. And now I know there's 3 outs. 9th inning, this is it. So here we go. This is Al Hrabosky trying to get the save. Matthews, Horner, and Murphy. This is a huge chance. Horner and Murphy have a combined 79 home runs. First to Matthews. Hrabosky trying to get save number 31. Here we go. Hrabosky. This is huge. Struck him out, and that's it. That's going to be 1 out. St. Louis, 2 more outs. If they do it, they're going to get the win they needed and get there. Here's Bob Horner. Toronto has scored a run. Boston, it's 3-1 there. Hrabosky against Bob Horner now, who's 0 for 4. On the ground. Bob Horner is 0 for 5. 2 outs, 1 more, and St. Louis will have made this thing a logjam. Dale Murphy. 1 more chance, 2 outs. Hrabosky to Dale Murphy. Would be a big win for St. Louis. Struck him out, and he does it. Murphy gets the golden sombrero. His 4th strikeout of the day, and this game is over. It's 3-2 your final. St. Louis 3. Atlanta 2. Oh my goodness. St. Louis with a gigantic win. 3-2 your final, and they're both tied, but they're not playoff teams. They're 6-7 in the National League. But they're tied. We got to see who... St. Louis was down by 2 games, okay? So first to the game, nobody on St. Louis had double hits. Everybody got a hit by Cruz. And Atlanta, you had Matthews with 3, and that's it for the hits. Bob Gibson, player of the game, he's 17-15. He gave up 7 hits. Both runs were earned. Struck out 6, walked 4 in 128 pitches. Boggs 15 and 11 and 101 pitches. Muller came in, and that was not a save. No, it wasn't a save. He lost. Al Horboski got the save. His 31st, Bob Gibson, player of the game. I remember a teacher I used to have, you got a better doggone sting and believe that. And that is unbelievable. So let's take a look at the rest of the games and see where we're at. The Phillies won, which is big. St. Louis won. We told you that was big. The Mets end up beating Arizona. That's a huge loss for them. San Francisco wins. It's a very big win for them. Cincinnati beat Florida. That's a very big win for Cincinnati. Looking over to all the other games in the American League. Washington beat Minnesota. Tampa Bay beat Chicago. The Yankees beat Detroit. Texas beat Kansas City. Minnesota has won the American League pennant. They've won the American League pennant. Minnesota by losing, and they have not had a great 20 games. Milwaukee, of course, is now eliminated with a loss. Detroit, well, it's all on Toronto. Toronto wins 6-4. I believe that they've eliminated Detroit, but they are still going with Texas. There's 3 games to go, and they lead Detroit by 4, but 3 with Texas, so Seattle beat Oakland. Oakland is 87. Toronto might pass Oakland. Texas cannot pass Oakland, we know, is in the playoffs, but Toronto might be able to pass 3 more. They can get 89 wins. Let's take a look at everything that we have right now. Let's save it. And when you take a look, now you take a look, let's take a look at the standings. So look at that. Look at that. First of all, the American League, it's just Toronto and Texas. Toronto's won 5 in a row. They came back to win. That was huge. It would have been 2 with 3 to go. Now it's 3 with 3 to go. Texas, all they got to do, I don't know who they play. We got to see Texas and Toronto. That's going to be big. We're almost ready to go. But Toronto, Baltimore and Kansas City are locked. They want to get that 2nd seed. Minnesota's won the league. They have won the league. Same with New York. So they will both get byes until the semifinals. Where Kansas City, Baltimore, Oakland. Now on the other side, St. Louis, Atlanta, and St. Louis. All right, here's the way we go. San Francisco's won 5 in a row. They lead everybody by 3 games with 3 to go. So they can lose out and be screwed. They can, but it's going to be tough. They just need to win 1 more game to be short of a playoff spot. The 3rd spot, Arizona and Philadelphia are tied. 3 and 4, they're tied. Arizona and Philadelphia, 85 and 74, 85 and 74. Now the 5th slot, Florida is 84 and 75. They're 1 game back of Arizona and Philadelphia. Now for the big thing. St. Louis and Atlanta are 1 back of Florida. So that is huge. Florida is 1 ahead of St. Louis and Atlanta. Taking a look at the pennant chase, let's take a look. Everybody else, first the American League, that's going to be easy. It's just Toronto and Texas. I would like to see Toronto would play Boston and then the Yankees and the Yankees. Toronto has to lose out. Texas has to beat Kansas City. And they have to beat Kansas City. They lost. That was a big loss. And the Texas Rangers, let's take a look at the rest of their... They got to win out. So they got to beat... this is Texas. They beat Kansas City 4-3. So they won. Now they got to beat Kansas City 1 more time and sweep California. If they win 3 more in a row, then that sweep against Baltimore hurt. If they win 3 more in a row, they got to go against Toronto. Now all Toronto needs is a win against Boston and New York. Minnesota has been diving, but they're going to be number 1. You know, they got a 9-game series in the ALCS. Let's see if that dive is still diving. The Mets got a 9-game series in the NLCS. Let's see if that dive will keep diving. I don't know who they're playing. And let's take a look. 3 games to go. Over here, really quickly for the second seed, Kansas City plays Texas and Milwaukee. Baltimore plays Milwaukee, then Tampa. So they play Milwaukee, then Tampa. So they all can win out. Who knows? Oakland, who is 7 back. Now, Kansas City and Baltimore lose out. Oakland can get second, but they would have to beat Seattle and Chicago twice, which they can do. Toronto's Boston, New York, and you don't have the craziness that you do in the National League. So Toronto just one more win and they win. 3 left, and Toronto has to win 1 or Texas has to lose 1. In the National League, New York doesn't matter. San Francisco up by 3 for the playoffs has to beat either Chicago. They got to beat Chicago. If they lose to Chicago and Arizona and San Francisco, the last 2 games of the year, that might come down to home field advantage. So San Francisco, if they beat Chicago, then Arizona would have to sweep. They would have to sweep for second place, but they might be out of it because right now Arizona is 4-5 and 6. So Arizona's only 2 games up with 3 to go. St. Louis and Atlanta, they got to be careful. Same with Philadelphia. Philadelphia plays Montreal, then San Diego. Philadelphia won, so that's big. They got the easiest schedule. Arizona has the toughest. Florida, Cincinnati, then the Reds, then the Braves. Florida will play the Braves, so the Braves might have to win for that 5th slot. Then St. Louis play the Mets the last 2, and the Braves play the Marlins. So the Braves and the Marlins are, wow. They're saying that the Marlins have a 78% chance, but, you know, the Cardinals have won 4 straight. And they're shooting up the ladder. They're playing really good baseball now. They got 1 more game left. And I really feel that Braves Marlins for that 5th slot, that's going to be big. If Atlanta, they at least by winning, clinch the fact that if the Marlins win and Atlanta loses, there'll only be 2 back. They'll have to sweep the tie and then win a playoff game. If Atlanta wins, they're going to clinch the fact that they don't need a playoff game versus the Marlins, but they might against the Cardinals if the Cardinals come by and they win and they sweep the Mets, which they might be resting, they might not, who knows. Arizona's falling. Florida's falling. In this game, this is absolutely crazy. They're the standings tomorrow. It's the same. The second part, you play 2-game series. Atlanta and St. Louis, that's a big one. No, they wouldn't because Atlanta plays St. Louis. They're both 1 game back of Florida. Now, if Atlanta wins, then I think St. Louis is eliminated because Atlanta will win. St. Louis will be 1 back. So 84 and 84. So St. Louis would have to sweep and hope for a split. They would have to sweep and hope for a split if they lose. If St. Louis wins, then Atlanta would have to, there's so much on that game, we might have that game. Because in the American League, Texas will have to beat Kansas City and win, and Toronto, all they need to do is beat Boston. And they're in. All right, that's it. Have a great day. We'll see you later.